right, fellas, week one yoga for men. Uh, this is our flow that we put together in day one, right? So the things that we concentrated on were our foundation, right? Our foundation, really just getting moving is, right, is step one, like getting on your mat and just getting your body moving and starting to feel things is an amazing step one. But we took it even a step further to get you guys to start thinking about some specific areas in your body, right? And that is what's touching your mat for the majority of the time, right? So your hands, spreading fingers wide, right? And grounding down. See if you can start grounding down through your inner palm pads, thumb, index, middle finger, right? And when we're on our feet, right, the 3 points in our feet, the center of your heel, your big toe pad, and your pinky toe pad, right? So we're gonna concentrate on those things as we move and flow. So this will be the flow that I want you all to practice this week. And this is gonna be the foundation, the beginning of what we're building on for the next 4 weeks, all right? So we're gonna start off in child's pose. So you see my knees spread out wide on the mat, seat back towards my heels, arms stretched forward, and I'm already going to begin to ground down with my hands. Forehead resting on the mat. And just beginning that process of shifting awareness to the external now into the internal. And our breath is our anchor. So right now, without really just trying, just notice it coming in. And notice it falling out. Tabletop position. Fingers spread wide, hands firmly rooted. And we move through cat-cows. Just really starting to pay attention to your body moving in space here, right? You're feeling your spine pressing into your back body as you curl up into cat. And your spine pressing into your front body as you curl up into your cow pose, right? This might feel like you're stuck in certain areas, and that's okay. Like, just feel what you feel. About 5 of those, and we'll go to downward facing dog. All right. This might begin to get really sensational already for a lot of you guys, right? You feel like, oh, I need to look this way, my legs need to be straight, or whatever. Like, let that all go. Like, drop all that. Right, knees bent. And starting to think about that connection, big toe, pinky toe, and your heels probably, or more than likely right now, are not connected to the earth, but envision that they are, right? So send energy through the center of your heel towards the mat. Breath in and breath out. Walk your feet up to the front of your mat, ragdoll. Catching opposite elbows. Conscious, right? Your mind probably went off and is going off into some other thoughts already a few times. That's what it does. We just keep coming back. That's the practice. Keep coming back to your connection
to your mat, those 3 points in each foot. Yeah, maybe let go of opposite elbows and a little swaying side to side, letting go and like your back and your neck. Like even your face, right? Tension in your face. Seeing if you're holding on there. And from that connection, right? Plugging in, plugging that plug into the light socket. Right? It's like you're drawing energy up. Use that to rise all the way up. Extended mountain pose. Right. A little lateral flexion over to the left side. Over to the right side, really conscious, right? That foot is like implanted into the mat. Coming back to center, breath in. Bring your hands to heart center here. Hands to heart center. And just finding pause here, noticing. And your feet are firmly rooted. You feel supported. And notice your breath coming in and falling out. Sweep your arms up. Inhale. Forward bow. Exhale. A halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins and see if you can kind of lengthen your spine here. Your halfway lift. Breath in. Forward bow. Breath out. Rising up. Extended mountain pose. Inhale. Forward bow. Exhale. A halfway lift. Breathe in. Stepping back to a high push-up position. Now hold the high push-up, or you can come right to your knees to start. So you can set those hands, wrists under your shoulders, right? Firm foundation. Like start pressing down through your inner palm pads here. See what that feels like, right? And those elbows pointed to the back of the room. You see that rotation going, external rotation going on in the upper arm bones, right? Biceps towards the front. I'm pressing the mat away. My back's not rounded, right? And my shoulders aren't just jacked into my socket. It's right in the middle, right? Maybe then you try on a high push-up, right? Breath in, breath out. Inhale, slowly lower all the way down. 10 cobra push-ups. Breath in as you rise, breath out as you lower. If it feels like you're being forced, like you're forcing into it, ease back, don't go so high. See, my hands are even off the mat here, so I can get a nice broadened collarbone. All right, so we don't want to feel too scrunched up. All right, create space. And I'm on my fingertips too to get a little bit more lift. You can get your palms rooted here, but I kind of like those fingertips. Creates a little bit more space. Rise up, breath in. Lower, breath out. Tops of your feet and hips into the mat, breath in. Lower, breath out. Rise up in. Lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. One more for good measure. Lower down. Go back onto your knees or right back to downward facing dog. All right. And breath in. Getting connected, breath out. Anytime your attention wavers onto anything else but you being on this mat, in your physical body, in this space, press down a little bit more and watch yourself come back into presence. Okay, inhale, exhale, walk your feet to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward bow, exhale. Rise up, extended mountain pose. Forward bow, bend your knees, hinge at your hip. Halfway lift, breathe in. Root your hands down, get them rooted and step back, right? Either onto your knees or to high push-up. Then we lower all the way. Cobra pose, inhale. Good, and then back onto your knees or right back to downward facing dog. Breath in and breath out. Inhale. Good, press down, exhale. Do that one more time. Feet to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Forward bow. Extended mountain pose. Plug your feet in. Inhale. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Root down and step back, right? Either to your knees or right to high push-up. We slowly lower. Cobra pose, in. Press back. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. We stay here for 2 breaths if you can. If you need to drop to your knees, drop to your knees at any point. And just stay grounded. Right? Reclaim your breath. Reclaim. Take your pace. It doesn't have to be at this pace. Right? This is just something we're building towards. And then you come right back into the game. Downward facing dog. We're going to do that again this time. This time we're going to add the warrior ones on each side. So breath in and breath out. Feet to the front. Halfway lift. Forward bow. Extended mountain pose. Press down to reach up. Forward bow, right? It's like you're rebounding off the mat. Halfway lift. Root your hands down. Get nice and firmly rooted. Step back. Lower all the way. Cobra pose. Breathe in. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Right foot to warrior one. All right. So like we said yesterday, like drop what it looks like drop the idea of like what this looks like and just concentrate on getting those both those feet firmly rooted. Now the one thing I will tell you guys is most of you guys are going to need to get your feet wide right to left, right? Wider right to left so you can get your hips open, right? So we're working right here, that left hip towards the front of the mat, right? Not forcing it, but it's like press down through your feet and just lightly guide it. Press down through that right foot, all 3 points. I just want you to think of that. And stay here and breathe. 5 breaths here. Last one, inhale. And then we go back to the mat. Hands to the mat. Step that right foot back safely. You can drop to your knees, right? Or go all the way down. Cobra pose, breathe in. Downward facing dog or to your knees. And to downward facing dog. We go left foot, warrior one. 5 breaths here. With each breath, I'm intensifying and concentrating even more on that ground and connection, right? Whenever you embody in the pose, right, you'll begin to embody just in your way of being, literally, right? So get grounded, get in your body, and then watch yourself carry that off your mat. One more breath in. Hands to the mat. right? You can come to your knees or lower all the way from high to all the way down. Cobra pose in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. I'm gonna do that one more time without any cues. Come to your knees. All right, or have a comfortable seat, whatever that might be. And that's your week 1 sequence. You can play around with that for as long as you like, and that might be shorter than what we did, or you might break that up, right? It might not be fully through however long that went, 15 minutes. Listen to your body, go at your own pace, right? We're not comparing ourselves to what anyone else is doing. We're here to begin to learn about ourselves, right? To see where we're at, and everybody's going to be at different places, and it's all good. We're here to support each other. So I encourage you guys to practice this flow at least 3 times this week before we meet up again on Tuesday. If you can do it more, if you can do it every day, amazing. So foundation, press down, stay in there, start feeling your body, and we'll keep building on this. So yeah, it's the heart center, thumbs to third eye center. Namaste, guys. Namaste.